Hello you. Hello you. This is another live coding practice. Please do not watch this video. I'm recording it for the sake of my own practice and not for the sake of your practice. So, yeah. Okay. I don't like how this thing is. Here. Fuck. Let me adjust some devices of mine so that I could have a great practice. Okay, so let's start. In this, I have no clue, I have no plan how to do this, but I'm just gonna go with whatever I would like to go with. So the last time we stopped at the going through the different list style types, and I learned about these Chinese characters, these Chinese numbers, digits, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, and then 10, 11, 12. And we've learned that there is this CGK decimal list style type, which is Han decimal numbers. Let's continue going through the list style types. There is decimal leading zero type, which is for decimal numbers padded by initial zeros, which means that how many zeros will be? Let's see, which means that there will be like 0, 1. So if we have a list with items and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers for list items, they should be, if I understand this correctly, something like not 1 but 0, 1 or 0, 0, 1 or whatever. So let's see how that looks. Okay, 0, 1. Great. So they start at they have additional 0. Let me quickly write a very, so I'm sorry for that, but I feel like I want to run this little experiment script, and the type is gonna be type JavaScript, text JavaScript. So our unordered list will have an ID of let's say games list, and what I'm going to do, what I will do is, so right now we have 24 list items, and actually let me reduce this list to the first 3 games, because the other like items, they are just repeating the games that these first 3 items. And so my hypothesis here is that this padding of zeros, the amount of zeros we have in front of the items that are like 1, 2, 3 versus 11, 12, so that they don't have enough spots. So if we take the number, so 24 right now, so if the largest number has 2 digits, so it's like 2 spaces, so then the smallest number, which have 1 space, the browser will add 0 in front of it. If we take the number of digits the largest number has, so 2, 3, 4, whatever, and we subtract the number of digits that the smallest or the current number has, then we will have something like, okay, 2 minus 1, 1. So the browser adds this number, this difference in the number of digits as zeros at the beginning in front of our number. So, for example, right now, the largest number has 2 digits and the smallest, or these ones, they have 1. So the difference is 1. So the browser adds 1 0 at the beginning or in front of each digit. But what I think is that if the largest list item number would be 3, so we would have 2 zeros in front of these. And if it were 4, then we would have 3 zeros. And to check that, I could use either a backend programming language to generate more list items, because I don't want to copy paste them by hand. I want to easily, conveniently be able to add whatever amount of list items I'd like to add. So I could use either a backend programming language and a web server to generate the HTML that has more items. Let's just say, like, create me 1,000 list items here, and it just does, because I don't want to copy paste that, as I said. Or we could use a front-end programming language, in our case JavaScript, to do the same thing. And this is what I'm about to do. So I want to create a little JavaScript script that adds more items to the list, and that adds the number of list items to the list that we want it to add. So it's configurable, and this is what I want to do. So for that, you don't know probably, or I haven't covered JavaScript yet. It's not that difficult. To do. So anyways, and this is the power of JavaScript, of its simplicity and ease of use. You don't need to learn how to set up a complex things. You just add a couple of lines, or more than a couple of lines, to your HTML code, and there you go. You have a program that is running, and you have a program. So for that, so I added JavaScript to the head. Let's add it to the body, so that we don't need to subscribe on the DOM ready events, and we can just run our script. So let's write something like alert hi to check whether the JavaScript is actually working. And if I refresh the page, here is the alert hi. Thing. Okay. And our list item. So what we want here to have here is we want to get a reference to our unordered list document. So I would say const ul element, and I will use the document object that the browser makes available for us, and then I will use the query selector method, which allows us to use a string to use CSS selectors to select one or more elements, and I'll use games list. I will use the ID selector here, ID CSS selector. It is amazing actually method, and there are more, but it is amazing method. Before that, we used jQuery and the same approach to find the elements. Now we can just use the APIs that the browser gives us, and all the browsers, all the modern browsers, they support that. So now we have the UL element, and what we want to do is we could either, there is UL element and there is append, I guess, append, insert, child. Does it have insert? Adjustment HTML. So I don't want to be to go fancy here, and what I want to do first, I want to generate an HTML for our list items. So let's do something like items. I'm gonna call our variable items HTML, and it'll be a string, and we don't want to this variable to be a constant. We want to change it. So, and then I'll create a loop that's gonna have something like that's gonna start from 0 and will go until I is let's say 400, and we'll increment the counter variable on every iteration, and we don't want it to be constant because now the browser doesn't like it. We will make it let so that we can change the variable, and then I'm gonna add on every iteration to the string, to the items HTML string, 3 list items. So it's gonna be like this. I don't like the formatting here, so let's make it like this. And here we're adding 3 list items at once, which is okay. It makes the things a little harder here. So I'll start with this one. The goal of this script is not to have a very flexible and customizable script. So I'm gonna want to have to do a little math in my head. So if we are executing, if there are 400 iterations, so we add to the items HTML per iteration 3 list items. So it's so this loop is going to create a string with 100 and 1200 list items. So 100 and 1200 list items, which is okay, which is what we want to do. And then I am going to add this items HTML that we've generated to the UL element. So it's going to be like this, and that's it. So this should add 1200 list item elements to our list. Let's refresh the page. Boom, here you are. And there are list items here, and it's more than. So 1203 list items. Great. What this functionality reveals for us is that I was wrong, and the browser adds zeros only to the first 10 items. And if we have it like this, like there are no extra zeros even though we have it more. And if I say something like 4,000 here, which is gonna generate a whole lot of list items, here they are, but there are no extra zeros here. It was 10, and now it's 10 still. So this list style type decimal leading 0 is only for the first 10 items, which is okay, and I think it covers most of most of the cases. Then we've got the lower Roman list style, and it's lowercase Roman numerals. Oh wow, what is the word? Let's see. But I would bet that this is like this a little different version of. Oh, you know what? Let's leave it like this, and I'm not gonna create 12,000 elements. Let's just have something like 1,000. I'm so curious to see how other numeric systems handle different orders of numbers. So refresh, 1, 2, yes, great. Oh, and it's slower, so this is why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, and what's happening there? So, oh yeah, they are. There is some difference and some variance. So this is 1,201. So this is for hundreds. So this is 1200. And this is 1, 2, 3. So, and L, this is interesting. So this is for what? Yeah, this I don't. Well, and if I write upper, we'll have the same characters probably, but like with upper, yes. So there is almost no difference in that, but they're just uppercase. Okay. I've never seen actually the letters or the ways that in Roman numeric system you have hundreds, thousands, and so on. I've seen like from 1 to 10 and 11, like there's this X. So, and then it's what, like 10? Is it 20, 20? 20, 20, 20, 30, and for 30, and when we get to 40, we have L now. Yeah, this is right, because when you start like, oh, okay, so there are some approaches. They have some approaches in counteracting the huge amount of access. So if it's for 10, so for 90 you'd have to have a 9 axis, something like that. But I'm very curious to look at the Greek type, lowercase classical Greek. I wonder what's the Greek number system looks like. And it's, wow, yeah, okay, so I've seen that. I know about alpha, beta, eta, theta. What's that? Let's ask ChatGPT to name the. Could you please list Greek numbers up to 30 and name them? Wow, it's Anna Duo Tria Tessera. But this was like, oh. Okay, probably I'm not. For that, this is theta, and I haven't seen this. And they look. This is lambda. This is mu. P. I've seen some of them when I was studying at the university and at school, but not. They are beautiful. They look so beautiful. Look at those. They are very like curvy and wow. I like them. They look very sophisticated. They look sophisticated. They look gorgeous. And let's scroll down to see the big numbers. Okay, so this is 1200 and 0, so it's 1200, 1201, 1202. Wow. And 2, and was it like beta? Beta, yes. Okay, great. So what? Oh my god. And I'm gonna pause for a second, and I'm gonna be back a little bit in a couple of minutes. Great. There is some time left. It was something like 17 minutes. I am going to set up a timer right now for 17 minutes. Let's set it to 18. No, let's see, set it to 17. Okay, great. So these Greek characters are beautiful, and I actually like them even more than, way more than the Roman characters or the Latin. But the Latin ones probably are more practical. Okay, Upper Roman. Let's see how those upper... Oh, no, Upper Greek. Are there any Upper Greek characters? No, there are. No, there is no such thing as Lower Greek, Lower Alpha. Lower Alpha. What's that? Maybe it's just a Latin, a synonym for the Latin. Oh, it's ABCD. Okay. Nothing interesting. Arabic Indic. Wow. These ones can... I'm curious to see what they are. Ooh, nice. Okay, I like these ones too. So they look to me a bit more in the direction of Chinese symbols. Tun, tun, tun. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's the difference between 10? There is this little diamond here. 11 and so on until... Okay. So this is 0, so it's 12, 1, 1. Okay. So they are using the same. And what's about Lower Greek here? Yeah, same story. What do we have more? Armenian. There are so many different numeric systems that, wow, these look like characters, like actual letters. Okay, so, and this is, what's this? These look like real characters. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So nice. Bengali. And there are so many. Wow. I sorry, but I am enjoying looking at different numeric symbols. This is like 8, but it's in the Latin system, but it's 4. And then look at this. It looks like a fish, and this one looks like a beef, like elephant beef. How would you? I don't know how to like elephant this. Yeah, so this is Bengali. And what else? We have Khmer. Wow. And what's... Oh, look at these. This one looks very, and this one, they look very, they look sophisticated. Look at that one. 0, okay. They have just a regular 0. And this is 1201. 12. Oh, this is so not inconvenient. This one. 2. So 1, 2. Nice. And what about Bengali here? And so four characters. 4 characters to Khmer. Early branch ordinals. Han early branch. Wow. I wonder why the browsers are doing this, because these characters, maybe they are just pulling these characters from the Unicode system, so it's not that heavenly stem ordinals. And let's compare earthly branch to heavenly stem ordinals. Ooh, they look so different. So different. Look at these. So they're just like a completely different character. Well, not like this one is a bit similar, but they look so different. Wow. And it was what? Frostbond, this is War. Hades, Frostbond. Hades, Frostbond, this is War. So let's see. And starting from here, some things overlap. So that is similar. That is similar. This is similar. Oh, no. It's just... Yes. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Okay, so what do we have here? Also, Chinese identical Devanagari. So probably we are just going through different nations. I don't know. And wow. So beautiful. So beautiful. Ethiopic numbering. I'm sorry, guys, but I cannot resist. Wow. Oh, look at this. Aren't these strange? Beautiful also. This is Ethiopic and Georgian. I am veering off a lot from the actual CSS here, and we're just studying here the different numeric systems, how they are visualized in different nations. Okay. Gurmukhi. Oh, these actually too are similar. Let's see also hiragana. It's in this Japanese direction. Oh my god. They are beautiful. They are beautiful. Oh, and look at this. 1200 is 2 symbols here, and there is no period. There is this little swoosh. Okay, katakana. Katakana. I was so into anime when I was a teenager. I started from Naruto and then, okay. So, oh yeah, these ones are different. So what other values we have except for the, okay, Mongolian. I'm sorry, but I cannot resist reviewing the Mongolian. This one looks like a snake. They all look like a snake to me. Very simple. Very simple. What about 1200? Okay, just like four different types of circles. Oriya. Persian. I'm sorry. Like this is, I'm supposed to do what? Like, okay. Persian looks to me similar to what was it called? To somewhere from here, so Ethiopic or Georgian, something like that. Thai, Tibetan. Oh well, these ones like our monks are awesome, and so let's see what they had. Yes, and this is how Tibetan people. Wow, this is like 1200 actually. It looks similar to Latin, Chinese. Disclosure open, and this one looks quite okay. It's just disclosure open and closed. I didn't know that though. But the question here is that of what use is this? These ones I can imagine, but closed I cannot imagine. All right, we've gone through a lot non-standard accessibility concerns. Safari will not recognize an ordered or unordered list as a list in the accessibility tree if it has a list style type of value of none. Okay, some cross-browser concerns are present here. I can see here. All right, so let's leave it to none. And we were going through some list style properties. So this was a shorthand image. We can set it to an image or linear or some sort of a gradient. And that's it. And also there is this list style position that I'm not that aware of. I wasn't aware of that you are allowed to, we can regulate where the list item, I don't know how to call this actually, thingy is positioned. So what I'm wondering is there are only two major values, inside or outside, and so what about saying something like this and using Roman, let's see, Greek, lower Greek. I don't want to use Greek. I want to use something from Armenian. No, that's something like Telugu. What I am wondering though is that currently this marker is inside, okay, it's marker, is inside a list item, and it's as a pseudo element here present, like marker. But what about, and I thought that this marker appears inside the list item as a marker. When we configure it with the list style position side, but I turned off I commented out the list style position property. So now the default value is outside, and let's see what happens here. Telugu, nothing. And what about this? Yes, so Telugu is here. Telugu is being rendered, but it is a little to the left. So now it's outside of the browser window, so we cannot see it. To counterpart that, probably counterpart. Can you how can I define counterpart? Counteract. Act that, counteract, act against. Okay, to prevent that, thwart. To counteract that, I have added this margin here. Now let's see what we've got. It is still a marker inside of the every list item. Great. Great. So what I have done, first of all, let's not generate all the list items. And I'm also gonna remove, so I'm gonna remove the JavaScript part. Now let me see. Okay, great. Now our list items are located horizontally because of this display property set to flex. And I'm going to set list style type to none because it's type. Great. And now we've got this. So, but before I dove into the deep, like too deep, I would bet, into the list style type property, we were going to discussing that. Oh, and before this, so let me move it like here. So we were discussing the difference between this CSS rule and this CSS rule. This one has, the second one has, the latter has more than one CSS properties, and I commented on the display property. Now we've gone through that. It was the list style property, so it's none. It was none. And we learned, and me too, we learned that the list style property is a shorthand for three different properties: list style type, list style image, and list style position. And